Game 7. Turtle,
Oh, yeah.
do you expect another incredible series like we saw before?
I'm just nervous right now. I'm legitimately nervous for both teams. This is such an incredible matchup. You know, we already, like you said, got the rematch earlier on. I have no idea what to expect. NRG took that series before, but now SSG, as you can tell from their incredible performance, against Team Envy. Oh my goodness, this has got to go the distance, James.
This is always such a close matchup. NRG has been having some really difficult series. That one against Rogue coming down to the wire, and now Reynolds will be the first one to score. That pressure coming off the backboard. You see Arsenal airborne. He is so deadly.
And that's just lovely work for Arsenal to recognize that the backboard has a good amount of space for him to utilize. And that's the player I really wanted to hone in on, was Arsenal. In that series against NRG earlier in the upper semifinals, Arsenal only had 0.14 goals per game and 0.29 assists per game. 8% shooting percentage. He was basically, that was probably one of the worst games for him stats-wise. And now he comes out here, a solid showing in the first game. That bodes very well for SSG.
Arsenal going for a clear out. Garrett, the tip! Typical couldn't get there. Garrett sneaks this one by. And Garrett, he was just hovering around, decides to do a quick rotation.
And I almost feel bad for Reddles and Sypical, who are sitting on the goal line. They see Squishy go up for the ball, and you'll notice that he wanted to try to get a follow-up pinch with the ground, maybe another touch on the ball, to get some kind of disruption on the offense, but instead missed the ball. GarrettG got a free shot. We're all tied up.
Good vision, and now a demo from Garrett. Squishy low on boost. Wanted to poke that to the middle. Garrett controls in the side flip. Lots of pressure coming out, though, from NRG right now, Turtle.
Yeah, I do like the demo aspect that NRG have been bringing. A lot of times it has been off the shoulders of Squishy, who tends to go forward more for those demo plays and be a bit risky. That's a double commit, but it works out. Really solid pinch down the field, and they're able to move. But look at the response from SSG with a demo from Squishy, but it's not the best timing as this ball's still stuck in the NRG half.
And that ball wrapping around to Squishy, looking for Justin, who jumped very early. Garrett soaking that in. Backboard pass attempt. Look at the control from Justin, getting underneath that ball and then popping it up so he could stay with it.
That's what they need, James. It's SSG, so many incredible 1v1 players on this team. Slow this ball down, force a good 50 against them, and try to randomly go with an explosive tactic, James. I feel like when you're up against this SSG roster, you need to just bring so many different elements to the game, to your play style, to try to throw them off.
And we're already seeing Justin getting a pool bump. Looked like he bumped Reddles into Sypical. And that was coming out after a demo. Justin barely dodging a demo attempt there. Another double commit between Squishy and Garrett. Garrett.
Double tap.
And now NRG looking pretty good, but Squishy completely whiffed on that hit. Garrett, a pinch off the ceiling, forcing Sypical to make the save. Squishy still low on boost, but does get a good backboard bounce.
Arsenal.
However, no one was there for the shot.
Well, that's a good read from Justin there. He knows Arsenal is a player who tends to dribble, so instead of trying to fly quickly in for that 50, he waits out that flick, then proceeds to challenge. And GarrettG going for a little bit of a fake in the midfield. Almost worked out. Solid 50 against Arsenal, but NRG, they look the most dominant so far. They have been able to control much more of this pace, I'd say, James.
They have, but there's been times where Spacestation's been able to battle out and get some backboard bounces, forcing NRG to deny it. And you know, with how creative Arsenal is, you're never safe if you're NRG. They started out with Arsenal getting that aerial play, but NRG certainly having a majority of possession. Now a look here, Garrett perhaps trying to get a deflection, ended up hitting it way back. And now Squishy with the miss. Reddles slowing it down. On the goal line, Squishy manages to clear it out, but that was too close for comfort if you're NRG.
I think that might have been Sipical who was in the midfield. He saw Reynolds get that pass across the goal line, but Sipical didn't want to commit and overextend on the rotation, but instead that ball just slowly walked across the goal line. Nobody there for a response. Squishy is pretty happy right now and relieved that that ball didn't go in on the count of him missing on that clear.
There were 3 overtimes in the last matchup that these two had in the upper bracket semis.
Oh, look at the 50s from Sipical, giving Arsenal a chance to 1v1 and a double commit. You can see the pressure from SSG slowly creeping out of their own half and putting NRG against the wall, James.
There was a good amount of time there where the collective boost for NRG was 18. Sipical going now, Squishy. Oh, that's off the post.
What?
Arsenal will keep it up.
You gotta find it.
Save from Garrett. Garrett races back to deny that shot. Easily could have been game for Space Station. That was frightening.
The third man rotation comes in clutch for GarrettG, but the game is not over with. SSG still mounting more and more shots on net.
Space Station, they've had an onslaught onto the NRG net, but NRG still surviving. This game has had a lot of action for the scoreline to be only 1-1. And now Justin with an open net. He scores it. Far post, upper 90. Justin ending this one. And what a game it was.
That is fantastic work from Squishy. When we watch that again, we see instead of Squishy just flying through, holding his thumb on the boost button, he hits the brakes, waits a little bit, is patient on the challenge, has that prediction spot on, and can get a good 50 out into the midfield for Justin. That was crucial composure from Squishy to take this first game.
And composure, that is what it came down to. You saw in those final moments in regulation, NRG 18 boost as a team. They were struggling, just had to pick up small pads here and there, and they almost gave up that goal. Garrett getting back barely in time. If Arsenal maybe just goes for the chip and sets up his second shot, maybe they could have ended it there. That was a good look Arsenal had in that final moment. And oh man, this one easily could have gone either way, Turtle. This was neck and neck. The full 5 minutes plus that overtime could have gone either way as well.
And I was just watching that play again. It looks so not flashy, a very basic hit from Squishy, but the fact that he hit his brakes in an instance where you're in overtime, the odds of you panicking and just, like I said, holding down boost, moving forward as a player, it's like 90% chance you're just gonna try to fly through and not even try to hold your composure like we talked about. But Squishy, he has got a sixth sense for this game. He knows how to handle these high pressure situations, and he basically put on a display for us with that challenge.
NRG barely holding on. NRG and Space Station, these two are so well matched. Oh, and Squishy was up so early, it bounces off the post. NRG catch a huge break. Squishy had jumped way early. That one easily could have been a goal.
He continues to read the field and read the opposition so well, but that doesn't mean SSG have gotten a couple of deadly chances. Surely about to get another one here. If they keep this pressure up, nobody from NRG can get out onto the backboard, but it doesn't matter. You've got the upside down saves net, James.
Oh my, this has to be so frustrating for NRG to deal with. Low boost. Garrett has 12, Justin has nothing. Oh, and finally, Sipical will blast this through. The boost starvation from Space Station was something else. And then you saw the demo on the goal line from Arsenal, who immediately turns around to harass Garrett. That was excellent execution from Space Station.
And you could actually see when Arsenal was going for the demo on GarrettG,
that was trademark Space Station. Arsenal wasn't done with just the demo, had to go back for seconds against Garrett, who only had 12 boosts, but now a chance. Squishy wanted to get the bump off the backboard. Reynolds will demo Squishy afterwards. Sipical up against Garrett. Arsenal with the help, and Garrett will pop it high. Gets his jump back off the side wall. Now going for a corner boost. Miss there is going to leave Squishy last back. Arsenal forcing Squishy to jump in the corner. Arsenal being a thorn in the side of NRG. And Arsenal, this is what he's known for. Even if he's out of the play in terms of being able to get a touch on the ball, it doesn't matter. Arsenal, he's playing 4D chess out there, and he's ready to move any piece he has to. That time, Squishy was the unfortunate victim. Arsenal, the pop, and then kicks it in reverse to dodge the demo. Flip reset didn't do anything. Justin bringing the ball downfield. Garrett waiting for a rebound. It doesn't come. Sipical take this ball up the wall. Squishy with the turn, gets beat to the ball. Reynolds, the shot. Garrett will save it to the corner where Justin's waiting. Justin has Squishy. Squishy off the pass, will get it bouncing off the backboard. Garrett last back. All three Space Station members converging. Now a shot opportunity. Reynolds right in the middle of the net. Reynolds on the fast break will get another goal for Space Station. They extend their lead, and Space Station are looking in form. Game 1 easily could have gone their way. Game 2, they're leaving nothing to chance.
Really stepping up here, James, in game number 2. NRG had really just their jaws all over game number 1, and great save there from Sipical. And still plenty of time here for NRG to come back, but it is going to be a hard ask for them to get 3 goals against this really precarious SSG defense, and almost there off that post.
And Arsenal again, look at him harassing Garrett, opens up that shooting lane for Reynolds. Arsenal, he is certainly the most frustrating player that I've ever seen play this game. He will go for bumps and demos he has no business going for, and he'll still make it work. And then also the fakes that he brings out. Oh, and a big fake from Justin right after I mentioned it. Justin breaking axles.
Oh, he's just so mechanical, and he's capable of so much. You have to respect everything he does. And he just makes Reynolds look so silly there as he goes right underneath the ball and right past him and brings NRG within 2 goals.
Still, this is a tall mountain to climb if you're NRG. Space Station got out to such a good start. There's only 2 minutes left. Space Station has been setting the momentum, or setting the pace rather. And NRG having some struggles keeping up with that pace.
Well, we saw it happen in game 7 going up against Rogue, where they kind of just fell apart, and it's kind of what they look like here, but Squishy changing that storyline quickly as he takes that beautiful pass from Justin and just fires it right at the top of the net.
And Squishy didn't have that much boost to work with. That was perfectly handled. Justin did as much work as he could. He got that second touch to beat out the defender, but then all of the pressure, all that pressure was falling right on Squishy to make the play, and he did. So now NRG are back into this, and a win here, if they manage to tie it up and eventually win, that would be something else. Coming back down 3 from Space Station, you don't see that happen too often.
Yeah, that would be catastrophic for SSG as well, especially to their egos and their nerves. I mean, you go down 2 games against NRG, it is a death sentence almost, as Reynolds going to go for this boost steal and wait for Arsenal to slow things up. And Justin waiting for GarrettG to rotate back. GarrettG takes out Arsenal and gives NRG plenty of space to get this clear, but that one got away from GarrettG and kind of handed that ball over, but great challenge from Squishy. Leads to this offensive surge and open net. Typical got bumped. Squishy just causing chaos.
Oh, Arsenal gets beat to the ball. Sipical last back, and Justin goes low. He sees Sipical crawling on the backboard and still is able to react and put that low. That was NRG working as a team. You even had Squishy there ready to clean up any potential rebound. What a comeback we've seen so far from NRG.
Seriously, and I thought Typical got bumped from Squishy, but no, you're right. Just great shot placement there from Justin as Typical takes Squishy off the pitch. Arsenal gets that flips reset, but GarrettG there for a great cleanup and a great challenge there on Reynolds, and NRG is going to have a fast break. Reynolds has to get back in time, and good job by Typical to slow that ball down and wait for Reynolds to get back on D.
One of the things that makes Space Station such a tough team to beat, however, is it seems like nothing phases them. So even though they've given up that 3-goal lead, don't count them out yet. Typical pops it up the sidewall. Squishy will quickly turn on it. Arsenal with time, and that's always dangerous. Dropping it down to Reynolds.
no way!
Reynolds is blocked by Justin, and we've got overtime.
Oh, they almost did it to him and got me out of my seat. That is for sure. SSG capable at striking at a moment's notice, and Typical gets in front of Justin to that shot, and Reynolds smartly gets that boost, so Squishy had to rotate out, sorry. And here comes Typical, that's on target. No, just a little too inside. And Justin can't get it over Arsenal, and SSG gonna reset.
Garrett, flip reset challenge. He is improved so much on his flip resets. Probably one of the best players in the game when it comes to flip resets now. Quick counterattack. Reynolds will tip it off the backboard. Shot from Justin. It's going to bounce down. Double tap doesn't come through. And now Reynolds and Arsenal double commit. Reynolds out of boost. And Garrett will pop it up.
Oh, great touch from Arsenal. Oh, wow. No boost. Gets that ball back up on that side wall to where only he can hit it. And then starts this little surge from SSG. Let's see if they can mount anything from this, as Squishy had to respect the fact that Arsenal was pushing downfield looking for a demo. And another good read here from Squishy. I'm just so impressed with every single player's ability in this game to 50-50 and put that ball almost exactly where they want it.
Justin didn't get much power on the flick. Arsenal's backwards. Squishy will get the poke. The boost steal in the corner. Now Reynolds putting it back in. Justin popping it high. You saw Justin also looking for the demo on Arsenal. NRG clamping down. Typical trying to break out. Passes it over to Arsenal, who fakes out Justin, who was streaking in. Now Arsenal, the flick pass, and he got the ball in air. Double tap from Reynolds. What on earth was that?
If you don't know what you're doing, then the defense doesn't know what you're doing, right? Reynolds gets the flick. I don't think anybody was expecting that, and somehow it gets past the defensive line, and he gets that double tap, and SSG squeak away game number 2 of the victory. I mean, they almost gave that one to NRG.
That was wild. First off, the play where Arsenal gets the pass into the middle, and he's there and able to get the boost. He timed it and aimed it perfectly, where he was able to get the pass and able to cut off the challenge angle, which worked perfectly. He bumped, I think it was Garrett, bumped him to oblivion. And then Reynolds being able to get a double tap at that angle. That was such a perfect hit when he was on low boost to close out the game. So Space Station, they had a 3-goal lead. They gave it up, but still managed to win in overtime.
Well, I mean, this is just a lesson for all of us, right? If you're down 3 goals at halftime, there's no reason to throw out the forfeit there, and NRG shows you why, because just like that, tides can turn and things can go in your favor. Rocket League is nothing more than a game of runs, and SSG went on a run early, and NRG went on one late.
And this matchup, again, Subi, proves to be one of the most fun matchups to witness. They went to Game 7 earlier in the upper bracket, and now the 2 games that we've seen already, it's indicating another very close series. We'll see if one team can catch fire, but right now, they are as close as it gets.
Yeah, it's so fun watching both of these teams compete against one another when they're playing at their best. And I still don't think we've hit that point in this series, but we're getting close, and these teams are definitely warming up to get us there.
Garrett, low boost, but Reynolds had a very weak hit. Garrett didn't have much better of a hit. Now Arsenal trying to take space. Round 1. Squishy, you saw him maneuver to get the mid boost, trying to starve out Space Station. Space Station, at times, has done a great job keeping NRG low on boost. Squishy weaving his way around the defense, gets the back pass to Garrett. Now ball out to the middle. Typical sending that downfield. Arsenal, good speed from him. Justin in his own corner. Can't flick it past Reynolds. Reynolds did get it up, but Typical had to hit it over to the side. Couldn't control it.
I almost think that was intentional. I think he saw Squishy coming down right down the center of the pitch and didn't want to just hand it over. So thought, hey, maybe it's better if I push it off to the side. At least we'll give ourselves an opportunity. And Squishy almost went far post there with a little chip shot over Reynolds and Arsenal, but heads up play there from Arsenal keeps SSG in this game.
Reynolds going for the solo play.
Yeah.
Gets the demo midair. Arsenal will finish it off, but Reynolds making the power play.
So dangerous, no matter where he is on the pitch, and mid-air is no different. Turns ball cam off, sees Squishy trying to get a touch on it, takes him out of the equation, and just for good measure, Arsenal pushes it into the back of the net.
So difficult to block. What do you do in that situation if you're Squishy? Reynolds reacting so quickly, knew exactly what he wanted to do. Typical. Down to the ground and tapping it up. Reynolds so fast.
Seriously. Not many times do you see Justin get beat to a ball, but it's happening so much here in game number 3 between Reynolds and Sipicles. Justin has his work cut out for him.
Quality flick, but Reynolds again, the speed at which he's getting to these balls has been unmatched so far. That has been the difference maker for Spacestation. Even in the last game, that overtime goal coming from Reynolds. So Reynolds playing very well. Spacestation, the beneficiary of his play right now. Corner pass, Sipical will go right down the middle of the field. The tip from Reynolds was on target. Made Justin stretch. Now a double commit yet again. Justin having to take that third man role after Garrett and Squishy both commit.
Oh, and great job there by Reynolds to get that corner boost and force Justin to go back out of that orange half and back on defense as Justin looking for the pass here from GarrettG, but Garrett can't get it up to him, and Reynolds is going to win this one. And watch out, here he comes off the ceiling and gets Justin off of the pitch for just a few seconds, but Sipical can't do much with it, and Squishy keeping his team alive as they're still down by 1, still need 1, and Squishy almost gets it underneath Reynolds. He can strike just at a moment's notice.
That was impressive from Squishy, just on the amount of time he was able to buy NRG. Almost scored a solo goal. And these have been some low-scoring games these past 2. Typical tipping. Or not the last one, but the first game and the third game, rather. Garrett. In the corner, needed to get some help from Justin. Arsenal off the corner, hitting the brakes. Justin can't break up the play. You see the small ball coming out in front of net.
Yeah, and good patience there from GarrettG. And great comms there by Justin, letting him know that he's coming in fast to just try and get a touch on that ball. So just hold tight on that goal line in case it squeaks through. And it's exactly what happened. And GarrettG was there for that cleanup, but good pass forward up to Reynolds.
NRG looking for answers. Only a single shot on target. Garrett tested there. Keeping NRG's hopes alive. This is going to be a big bounce. Garrett back to Squishy, the give and go. Squishy to the corner. Sipical will clear it down. And will keep possession. Flicking by Justin. Now has to get it past Garrett. Sipical.
That was almost the dagger right there.
And Sipical was doing a lot of work. Shot opportunity for Justin. He puts it right at the defender, but it's a double commit. Garrett off the corner. Squishy, the shot. It's in. NRG tie it up with 6 seconds left.
Nerves of steel on every single member of NRG, and great pressure there from GarrettG to cause disruption in that corner. All 3 members of SSG stuck in mud, and the shot coming out from Squishy to tie this game up.
Oh, and you saw the double commit, the miss from Arsenal. The Space Station defense crumbling in those final moments, and that has allowed NRG to put their foot in the door, and maybe they'll battle back and get the win here in overtime. Reynolds, he was the hero for Space Station last game. You wonder who's going to be the hero this time.
And certainly a defensive showdown here in game number 3. Only 3 shots from NRG and 6 on the side of SSG. really holding down that back line, and that one almost got through, but Sypical couldn't get that 50-50 a little more inside.
Reynolds. Oh, you can see Space Station itching to put this one away. Garrett has to help out Justin, but it's a double commit. Justin low on boost, only 19 to work with. Reynolds popping it up. Squishy will sail it down. Justin with the tip.
Oh, there it is.
It's in! Top shelf! Justin off the pass from Squishy. NRG, they snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Oh, and just a beautiful redirect to get that one narrowly under the crossbar, and NRG come to life with 6 seconds to go in game number 3 to send it into overtime, and then weather the storm from SSG and put themselves up in this series. James, I've got a feeling that this one is going to go back and forth all the way to game number 7.
Oh man, this is just one of those days where it seems every series is living up to the hype. This one, Space Station looked to have it in the bag. They were controlling it for so much of the game. There was a huge portion of this game where NRG only had a single shot, but then the double commit on defense, Arsenal missing the challenge, that gave NRG an opportunity. Squishy tying things up, and then that tip from Justin. Justin, anytime you have him in the middle of the field with any sort of space, you have to be worried, and Justin made them pay big time. Squishy, though, MVP. You've got to give him credit for making multiple plays, getting that tying goal, and then setting up that shot from Justin. NRG, big win in game 3. That was an incredible victory for them, and they're going to be feeling good going into game 4.
Yeah, I think it's easy to overlook what Squishy did in that match because not a lot of goals were scored by him, but he was critical in so many of NRG's defensive stances and critical in so many times where they were able to push into offense, and saw that pass up to Justin. And what more can you say other than he's just incredible?
And there's no arguing that point. I think we've seen enough times in the game, Subi.
What? What is this redirect, James? This is insane from Arsenal. He just knows that ball's
He was on
right
zero
to him.
boost.
He picked up that turtle pad.
And he picked up one pad and decides, I'm going to make this play.
Oh. I want just one iota of the skill that these guys have.
He didn't even use the pad. He picked it up and he didn't even use it.
That's just so impressive. And a mistake on defense gonna lead to the game being tied up just like that.
So this has been a strange start to game 4. Justin getting a bump on Sypical after the double commit. We've seen Space Station also commit some pretty egregious double commits. And Sypical, that touch from the corner was not a good one either. So Space Station.
Oh, that's a goal. No, it's not.
You think it would be, and it still might be.
He just missed the ball. I don't know what's going on the side of SSG. We saw a complete mental breakdown and lack of communication, and then a whiff on the ball, but hopefully they got all the cobwebs out. That last play of events as Reynolds trying to bait Justin out, but he's not going to fall for it. Seen it one too many times. And now it looks like, okay, these teams have gotten everything out. We're going to see some great Rocket League from this point forward.
Justin called Reynolds bluff. Now double or tap ball from Garrett. Unimaginable angles. GarrettG will make it work.
Oh my goodness, the speed at which he gets to this ball as it's coming off the backboard, incredible. And the fact that he can put it on target with that amount of power, I don't even know how he does this, James.
That was about as solid as it gets when it comes to a double tap. GarrettG, he is impressive time and time again. Justin doesn't have enough boost to get to the double tap. But NRG gaining a lot of ground. What? He does it again! GarrettG kicking Space Station in the shin in the same spot yet again.
He picked his corner, and that's as close to a 90-degree angle that you could get. 89.5 degrees on that one to put it in the back of the net.
What
He has
is
picked his
that?
spot, and he said, SSG, I dare you to try and stop me from here.
I just can't understand how Garrett is that freaking good.
And
There was
this
the
long,
angle on that,
James,
and he dribbles it into the double tap. GarrettG is insane.
he's been doing this for over 3 years. 3 years he has been at the top of the game. I mean, that's longer than some of these guys have been able to play professionally.
And that is a big moment for NRG. GarrettG with a hat trick. Unbelievable goals. And NRG setting the pace. This would be a big win, move to match point. And Space Station, you can tell, a bit off balance after what Garrett's been able to land.
I mean, 3 goals off of 3 shots, nonetheless. Shooting 100%, and those are some ridiculous angles. And speaking of ridiculousness, check out this pass from Sipical.
Reynolds, he's been playing lights out Rocket League on the offensive end for Space Station all series long and gets them within 1. Now NRG gonna have to lock things down yet again. Arsenal testing Justin. And I would not be surprised to see Space Station tie this up and send it to yet another overtime.
I hope. The more these teams play, the better, in my opinion.
Squishy poking that way downfield, gets the corner boost steal. Now hunting for the demo. Sipical got bumped a bit, but still recovered enough to get the ball down to Arsenal. Tip from Garrett. This could be off the ceiling and in. Sipical.
Oh my. He didn't have boost. And now he doesn't have a life.
Reynolds going airborne. Justin back to the wall, recovers. Gets the challenge on Arsenal. Stays in the play, picking up a pad. Weaving his way around all of the defense. Now Garrett, another double tap.
Oh my.
GarrettG is unstoppable.
Double tap after double tap, and he continues to deliver. You cannot stop NRG when GarrettG is doing GarrettG things.
GarrettG having the game of his life right now. So many quality shots. You could put the top 3 plays, you could put all of them with these plays from Garrett in this game alone.
Oh my gosh. Enough. Save some for the next game.
GarrettG playing on an elevated level. But that dunk gonna bring things down. Justin with the tip. Arsenal a chance to finish. Backboard pass, but he hits it again and breaks up the shooting opportunity that Reynolds would have had.
They needed that one. Now it's going to be a scramble to try and get this game tied up, rather. This is going to be so hard. You look at GarrettG, he's just sitting in net. I mean, he's just waiting for a shot to come out. Cool. All right, now it's my turn. Squish, you go back to net now. I mean, great defense here from NRG. I mean, you see them unwavered here in the blue half.
And this has just been one of those rare games where you have a member on a team who is hitting shots over and over again that are just immaculate. GarrettG, one of the best games, if not the best game I've ever seen him play, had it in this game against Space Station.
Yeah, just an offensive powerhouse. And then he's also sitting on the goal line getting saves for his team to keep NRG in it and keep NRG moving forward as they go up in the series against SSG. And I don't know how you're going to beat this version of NRG. I don't know.
Do you see those stats? Did you see those stats? Garrett he took 5 shots and he scored 4 of them. And looking at the 4 goals that he scored, let's just take a look in the replay to remind everyone how amazing these goals were. This was out of this world.
I mean, a few of them are going to look identical because he hit that spot. I think it was 3 times that he went off that right side. Here's another one right side. He just loves that side of the post, and he had 800-something points when the next closest player had 300. He was playing
shot. No one else
out of his mind. Out of his mind.
That was unbelievable from GarrettG, and he's put NRG on match point. There's only one spot left in that grand finals. Someone's going to have to go up against Rogue, and right now, it's looking like NRG on the back of GarrettG's performance so far.
NRG want to get a little redemption, and it's going to start with this goal from Squishy Muffins. Great pressure here from Justin, and that ball just randomly goes into the corner, but look at the power he gets behind that to put it right top shelf.
Squishy, he's had some clutch goals as well. You can't forget that goal with 6 seconds left. The pass to Justin where NRG was able to steal that game away, and narrowly missing Justin. I thought he was gonna get in on the highlight plays.
I selfishly wanted that one so bad. Not even an NRG fan, I just want those highlight reel goals. They're so fun to watch. They do nothing other than put a smile on my face and force me to get out of my chair.
Garrett going for the 50. Space Station's gonna have to recover. They've caught some tough breaks. Squishy going up the sideline. Arsenal hungry for a demo, but Squishy getting it by multiple players. Justin, strong challenge, but he's on empty.
I mean, right now, SSG, it's really all that risk versus reward, and we saw that right there with Arsenal just going all in, and right now, they're playing Texas Hold'em. They're down to their last pot of chips, and they're ready to go all in to try and just push themselves forward and get a little more money in their hand.
Space Station has been struggling a bit on defense. We even saw in that goal, Sipical looked to have possibly side flipped. And that's what gave the space for the shot. And Reddles misflipping there. It's gonna put a lot of pressure on Arsenal, who comes through. Flip reset. And Garrett with a quality challenge. Reddles will throw it way downfield, and we're seeing some boom ball from Space Station. Not seeing as much possession.
Well, and again, Arsenal kind of taking himself out of the play, looking for Justin in net, and 2 times in a row now, Justin's avoided that. And it's forced Arsenal just be out of position, and SSG's offense gets completely disrupted because there's not that follow-up coming behind the ball.
But that challenge was big right there. Justin was out of boost, barely got on it, and a huge miss from Garrett, but it works out. Garrett was up on the wall for the counterattack. Space Station now gearing up for a boost starvation play on NRG. But a good fake from Justin. Justin, he has been so good about buying NRG time when they need it, even when he's on low boost.
Squishy looking for another one, but can't find it. And it's almost poetic. GarrettG has 800 points in the last game and 80 in this one. But when you've got Squishy Muffins and Justin as your other teammates, you don't need to be an all-star every single game.
However, we saw how quickly it can turn when it's only a 1-goal game. Space Station, their defense is holding up. Justin, as that bounce out, Garrett, his shot, got a piece. Woo! That one off the post and in. Squishy gets the second for NRG.
And this is the only spot he can make this goal. Look at the cover up by Arsenal, covering all angles other than right there. And even with that, he had to put a little English on it to roll it in. And NRG up 2 goals, looking to put themselves into the grand finals.
This NRG team featuring some big moments from individual players in these games. Last game, it was Garrett. This game, it's Squishy. And that's that star potential from each one of these players on NRG. Space Station, though, not out of it. Over a minute left to go. Gonna have to start chipping away.
They need it right here in this offensive push. If they want a realistic opportunity, they need it right now. And there it is. Reddles rattles that one through and just pushes that ball in.
Sipical going high. And you saw Garrett run into Squishy. The speed flip from Reddles to get there to poke that ball, and that wasn't an easy play either. He had to really quickly make a play on that ball, so Reddles keeping some hope in there for Space Station, but a goal here could end it. Arsenal will hit it off to the side. Approaching the final minute. Space Station still down by 1.
Yeah, they don't want to force their hand too early. They don't want to go all out and then, allow NRG to get another goal to really put the nail in the coffin. This is a good opportunity. So they've got numbers. Arsenal looking for that pass, but smart decision by Sipical to rotate back and wait for Reddles to get back as well as Justin. Great steal and a great demo and a miss by Arsenal. Disaster striking SSG.
A hat trick for Squishy. Justin completely fakes out Arsenal. Arsenal left wondering what happened as Squishy tucks in that final goal, or what could be the final goal, and most certainly the nail in the coffin.
Nice fake. Oh my.
Reddles,
the
passing play, a huge save from Garrett. And that's got to be heartbreaking for Space Station. Everything culminating in that save from Garrett that looked to be a goal, but what a play from Garrett to stop that.
And Garrett just gonna put the final cherry on top of this game after getting that save. That was a 1-2-3 combo from SSG that looked like that was going in, and the tides turn once again for NRG, up by 3 goals, and there's absolutely no way SSG pulls out a comeback here.
That was a huge save from Garrett. NRG playing inspired Rocket League. We saw Justin making so many defensive plays, so many huge stops, buying time for his teammates, getting passes out. GarrettG hitting incredible angles, Squishy with clutch goals. This NRG team, they lit on fire in this series, and they're going to have another go at Rogue in the grand finals. What a series this was.
Incredible, and that one felt way longer than it actually was. I can't believe we only went 5 games. Felt like they played at least 8 in that one, but I think when we see all those great plays from GarrettG, you see all the great plays from Reddles and Arsenal and then Sipical, but you can't have an answer when NRG has so many options. If GarrettG's not on fire, then it's Justin. If it's not Justin, then we just saw Squishy pop up. It's just so hard when NRG's firing on all cylinders.
Unbelievable consistency from NRG. That game where Garrett scored 4 goals, it was on 5 shots, and they weren't even that good of looks. He managed to find the angle, hit the crazy double taps. NRG, how do you beat them when they're playing like this, Subi?
That's a very good question, and I think only Rogue has the answer to that.
Well, that's what we're going to be waiting for, the gold medal match. Rogue against NRG. Can NRG bracket reset, or will Rogue claim the title? We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have that match.